Welcome to LPB Racing. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and we hope you enjoy the content that you're about to see. LPB GT3 Sprint Series Round 9 Race 2 from Hockenheim GP. Hi there everyone, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the LPB GT3 Sprint Series on Project Cars 2. This is race 2 from Hockenheim, and we're on the formation lap, and you can see the rain has started to come down here at Hockenheim for race 2, so it's going to be a rather wet race here. And we will now take you through the grid. So it is Scott there on pole position. He gets pole position from the random grid draw in the BMW. He's got Tim right behind him in his Ferrari, so watch out for Tim in this one. TY is right behind him, the winner of race 1 in the Lamborghini. There he is in third place. We've got Blake in fourth. You can see him there in the Bentley, warming up his tyres in the Bentley. And then we've got Woo Woo behind in the Porsche in fifth, hoping for a better race 2 here. We've got Pash in 6th place in his Porsche. No, he's not a teammate of Woo Woo, just looks a similar colour, don't worry. And then we've got Bidster in the other BMW. He's warming up his tyres in 7th. We'll just wait for him until we get to the hairpin, then we can see Bidster's car. So we've got Scott, there's Tim, TY, Blake, Woo Woo, Pash, and then there's Bidster with Nifty Dark Ninja behind him. He is in 8th place, and Neil draws the back of the grid in his orange and blue Porsche, so he's the teammate of Woo Woo. So a bit of a mixed grid here, a random grid doing its job as always, mixing up the field. So Neil Fart's got to fight his way through from the back. Bidster's got to fight his way through as well, and Scott has got a chance to try and keep the lead here if he can. So just remember, on a wet track they'll not necessarily warm up the tyres very much, because wet tyres do tend to sort of work a bit better when they're sort of in between sort of cold and optimum temperature, so they're not want to warm them up too much, and plus they'll not want to ruin the tread on the tyres, because they'll need that for the race. So the more tread they've got at the beginning, the better. So Scott now will control the pace through the stadium, and we will get ready to start race 2 here at Hockenheim of the penultimate round of the LPB GT3 Sprint Series. And this is going to be an absolute cracker, guys. I think this is going to be a good race. So Scott there controlling the pace, a bit slower pace. He can go whatever pace he wants. He can go up to about 70 mile an hour if he wants, or he can slow it down. He's choosing to slow it down as we go through the last few corners. And here we go. We're about to go lights out here for race 2 at Hockenheim. Through the centre of the track we go. Well, more or less the centre. It's a bit more to the racing line if you ask me. And then it's lights out now, and away we go down towards turn 1. We've got Woo Woo moving out to try and have a look at Blake as we go through turn 1. Can't really see much there as we see Pash go through. There's Woo Woo in 5th. He's on the inside of Blake in the Bentley already. So Woo Woo makes up a place into 4th place already as we go down towards turn 2. Moving out, everyone trying to go which way and everywhere. There's Blake on the inside. Hopefully this time he doesn't get nudged off track. He loses control though in this exact same place, but this time he holds on to it. Luckily holds on to it. Scott's still in the lead. TY's challenging Tim. And then we've got everyone else battling further back. We've got Bidster in front of Nifty and Neil. We've got TY and Tim having a battle for 2nd place. We go down to the hairpin. It's Scott in the lead. Tim's on the inside of TY trying to defend his place, and he's held on. TY tries to go on the outside, can't quite do it. Blake on the inside defending against Pash in the Porsche, and now he's up the inside of Woo Woo, who runs wide out in the corner, and it's all together as one now as Tim and TY go through the fast right-hander, and Tim gets holds the place off TY, and everyone else comes through the fast right-hander now into the braking for the Mercedes grandstand, and Blake goes straight on. Pash goes wide as well, and everyone else trying to sort of skate the way through as Bidster's on the outside of Pash now through the corner. Pash holds on ahead of Bidster. Back to TY and Tim. We can't see him. We're just looking at a bunch of tarmac. There we are. Oh, Scott's lost it on the out of the corner. Tim goes up the inside and takes the race lead. Tim takes the lead in the Ferrari, and now Scott has got to deal with TY. Meanwhile, everyone else approaching the next the left-hander, the Sachs curve, and it is Bidster sliding his way in front of Neil Farmack, who's ahead of Nifty Dark Ninja now. Nifty back down to 9th place, but still the pack very close together after lap 1. Blake with Pash all over the back of him now. Meanwhile at the front then, Tim pulling away from TY, who's now in second place. He's past Scott, so it's now Tim from TY, from Scott in third place. He's lost 2 places there. Woo's in fourth, with everyone else now in a pack, with Blake has got most of the field behind him now. He's got Pash, Bids, Neil and Nifty on his tail, so it's all together as we go down to turn 2 now. So the second lap of the race. I know it says lap 3, but remember we do 1 lap as a formation lap. As we go out of the corner, and then Bidster follows. As Pash has a look at the inside of Blake. There's no way through there. The Bentley's definitely not picking up the traction it needs out the corners, and it's got the top end speed, but it's just not picking up the traction it needs. And now he's defending on the straight, defends to the inside, to the right hand side of the track, because the next corner is a right hander. So usually the defensive line is the side of the track that you're about to turn. And Blake then goes into deep, and Pash gets on the power too early, and Bids will go past now into 6th place, and now it's his turn to have a go at Blake as Pash tries to recover the car and get going, but he's only just ahead of Neil Farmack. He's going to challenge him. He gets right up behind him and taps the back of Pash's car. So Neil's not judging the speed there. And then Pash doesn't judge his speed, and there's a half spin, and Bids has spun as well. Bids has spun round as well, and Nifty goes through, and everyone else goes through as well, and Bidster now is down to last place. So Bidster spins out. I don't think there was contact. I think that was just on his own, but we'll get that clarified later on in a replay. But yeah, that's a turn up for the books. But Tim now is in the lead with TY closing on him. TY's not leaving Tim alone here. He's definitely got the pace in that Lamborghini hit around here, and Tim in the Ferrari. Scott is now third. He's going under pressure from Woo though. Woo closing up on the back of Blake. Closing up on the back of Scott. Then we've got Blake in 5th, with Neil 6th. We've got Nifty, Pash and Bidster at the back after Bidster's spin, and Pash had a little half spin as well. So all's changed as we go down towards turn 1. We've got Pash having a look at the back of Nifty then in the Porsche. So the Porsche having a go at the BMW, but the Porsche goes wide, very wide indeed, and comes back on track, doesn't gain any advantage from that. And Nifty pulls away slightly there as we go into the second corner, the right-hander. Nifty in the BMW, slows down on the apex, and he gets tapped by the back of Pash. I think Nifty I think the back end were going round, and Pash couldn't avoid him there, and then he ended up tapping him, so I don't think that was intentional. Again, we'll get a replay on that later on for you. But now Bidster and Pash move up a place, and they move up to 7th and 8th overall. TY, meanwhile, he's right on the back of Tim. We saw that on the other shot, and now we can see it here. Tim is under pressure now from the Lamborghini of TY into the Mercedes left-hander. And then you can see both cars equally as quick through the corners, so this is going to be down to the driver. There's Blake in 5th. Sorry if you can hear fan noise in the background, guys. My PS4 is a bit loud, and also I've got a fan on because here in Britain at the moment we've got quite a heat wave for a change. So yes, quite warm, and yes, the fans are on, so start the fans please. But so Scott there makes a mistake. Woo down the inside, having a look into the inside into the left-hander. Trying to sneak the nose down the inside. Scott gives him space, but Woo can't quite do it. Scott holds on, and the big BMW actually doing Scott some helping hand there, because Scott was giving him plenty of room, but the size of that BMW, you can't get anything past it. So it's quite hard to overtake a big car like that, but he's doing well so far. And he's makes a mistake out of the corner though, and Woo could have a go here down towards turn 1, but he's got to get alongside enough to make the move. He's got to get alongside enough. He's on the inside. Yes, he is alongside enough, and makes the move and goes through. Catches the curb. Scott tries to fight back on the inside, and he's doing. Scott gets the power back onto the inside. He's on the inside of Woo. He's just ahead as they come into the corner, but Woo on the brakes very late there, but can't quite. Unless you can hold it around the outside. Nope, tucks back in. Can't do it. Scott holds on to third place with a good revenge attack there, and got it good there. As Tim and TY are side by side for the lead. Lap 5 of 12 here on side by side for the lead into towards the hairpin. Tim defending from TY on the inside. TY trying to go the long way around, but Tim quite able to close the door there, and TY not able to pick up the traction he needs to get alongside the Ferrari again. So good battle back there, and also good battle between Scott and Woo back there as well. So good battles all round in this wet race here at Hockenheim. Into the Mercedes corner and out of the Mercedes arena. And nicely through there by everyone. Let's have a look back at Scott and Woo are alongside each other out of the Mercedes arena into the right-hander, and Wu keeps the traction around the outside, and Scott tries to keep too tight of a line. And sometimes in the wet conditions, if you try and go too tight of a line out of a corner, then you do end up losing more time on the way out because you can't find the traction. So unlucky there for Scott. Meanwhile, we just saw Neil Farmack and the blue and orange Porsche there go a bit wide out of the Mercedes stadium section, or the arena section. And then into the Sachs curve we go, and Neil Farmack then, he's got going, he's alright, he's just went a bit wide, he had a little bit of a moment, but he's all good. Bidster in 7th, not really making the progress he needs, so they're not enjoying the BMW in this one. Bidster, meanwhile Wu's off, complete 360 on the exit of the last corner, too much power on probably, and round he goes, completely round and over the line. He's now behind his teammate, so hopefully Neil this time won't spin in sympathy for him, but no, Wu has a massive crash there and goes off. Bidster meanwhile running wide on the curb and just losing more time to these guys. But yeah, Wu with a mistake there, and we'll get those in the replays at the end of the race. Might as well do the replays at the end since we did the first one at the end, so we might as well keep up the tradition in this one and save a bit of time in the middle of the race. So we go down to the hairpin then, and it is now it's Tim in the lead. He's actually got a good lead over TY now. He's made a mistake somewhere. TY's done a 1:56 last time round, so TY's gone round somewhere. So Tim's now got an 8-second lead now over TY. So TY's gone back down to these lot, and you don't want to go back to these lot because they're all battling like hell. But yeah, something's definitely happened there, and again we'll get a replay on that at the end. In fact, no, sod that, guys. We'll get a replay on that, and the rest of the action of the first half for you now. As you come back from that, then it is Scott, Blake. We've got Neil, Wu, and Bidster all together. So the guys from 3rd to 9th are all starting to close up on each other now. 3rd to 8th are starting to close up on each other now. So starting to develop a few more battles as Blake goes wide in the Bentley. I should also point out in this one that unfortunately Will, I think he disconnected or something. So something happened to Will at the start. So unfortunately Will couldn't make this one. But Blake then goes into the last corner, and he's got Neil Farmack closing him down. That Porsche is actually working quite well in the wet, but I don't think Wu agrees. Oh, the Bentley's not, and Blake does exactly what Wu did a few laps ago, and it goes straight round on him, and he's now going to be at the back of the field. He might be able to keep Nifty Dark Ninja company, because Nifty's had an awful race as well, so it doesn't look like the BMW is the easiest car to drive in this weather, but I'm sure Scott will disagree with that, because he's doing quite well so far. So Scott then finding the best of the BMW so far, and Bidster not able to find the best out of his, and Nifty, or neither is Nifty. But the two Porsches not doing bad, just need to keep a bit more consistency in them. But at the corner there, Neil grabbing a lot of grass out the corner there, and very, very sketchy stuff. And now Wu comes alongside. For a look down to the inside of the hairpin. Can he get on the brakes? He's very late on the brakes, but so's Neil. They're going to fight out for it. They're not going to let each other go. And Neil Farmack tries to go around the outside of him and get the traction out the corner. I think he's done it. He's got the traction out the corner, and now Wu has to settle in behind him again. Brilliant defence by Neil. Just shows you in the wet that it's not always the inside that you use to defend. Sometimes you can defend quite happily around the outside as long as the other person respects you and gives you room. I'm a big believer in racing room and giving people the respectful room that they deserve. You don't want to pop people into a wall if you can avoid it. You know, we like respectful racing here in LPB Racing as Wu gets on the inside of his teammate again as Neil goes wide on the exit of the Mercedes Stadium, and now Bidster having a look up the inside of the Porsche, but no way through there for Bids. He's going to have to wait his turn, and then into the next corner. We've got Neil Farmack on the inside defending against Bids now, so Wu might be able to make a gap here. Wu with a gap, and Neil Farmack into the hands of Bidster now, and through we go. Tim's done a 1:48.9, and yeah, he's definitely pulling away from the pack here. TY at 49, sorry, for TY. Just gone across the line now. So there he goes through a shot there, and then we've got there's Scott and everyone else. So we've got 3rd to 8th in the 3rd to 7th, sorry, in the same shot there. As Neil Farmack runs wide again, Wu makes a mistake on the exit as well, loses some speed. Bidster could have a go here in the BMW down the inside of Neil Farmack. Has a go at his teammate, or just defence from Bidster at the same time. Ruthless defence there from Neil Farmack, as there's contact on the way out the corner, and Bidster gets a bit sideswiped there by Neil Farmack, who loses it again on the outside of the corner. Risky stuff from Neil. He's pushing really hard in this car, and he's he's kind of overdriving it, if you know what I mean. He's really just trying to put his foot down way too early for the tyres to cope with, and it's just causing the back end to over-rotate, and it's not helping him at all. But we come down to the hairpin then, and it is still the same orders. Bidster very close to the back of Neil Fark. I'm not sure whether he touched him there. I don't think he did, but very close to contact there, and the Bidster's now lost traction, and Pash is trying to come alongside, but Bidster defends, just make sure that he just make sure that BMW is a bit wider than what it already is. It doesn't need to be much wider, otherwise it would cover the whole length of the track. But off we go down the hill, and we've got Scott, Woo Woo, Neil, Bidster, Pash. Bidster defending from Pash now. So Scott then in third. And then the two Porsche, we've got Pash having a go at Bidster, just had a little move out to try and make himself look bigger in the mirrors of Bidster, to try and put the pressure on. But good luck pressuring Bids and Woo Woo are the two of the hardest guys to pressure. And it's not going to happen very fast. So Woo Woo now on the back of Scott. He's actually pushing now for the third position. He wants to try and get a podium after the spin. He wants to try and get back up to where he was. Scott has a massive moment there. Massive tank slapper for Scott. And then he goes out the corner, but luckily holds on to it, because the tank slapper was that violent that Woo Woo had to lift out the throttle. And Woo Woo holds on to his place. And Neil Farmak's on the grass. He's gone straight on. Where is he? We can't see him. There he is. He's gone straight on, and yeah, straight on, and loses all them places, down to 7th place. See, again, trying to use too much of the track in the wet conditions, too far to the outside, caught the white line, which then put him onto the curb, onto the grass, which then caused him to go flying wide. And he was very lucky, actually, not to spin the car, because touching the grass in wet conditions, you'll end up spinning that much. You'll think you're doing the car version of ballet, and you don't want to be doing that. It might look good, but it's not practical for getting positions. There's now Scott on the defence of Woo Woo then into the hairpin. He's defending on the inside, doesn't give Woo Woo an inch in that car, and defends very hard there. And now you see, but the thing is, you see how everyone just concertinas together, the rubber band effect. Everyone concertinas up because the lead car was slow and everyone else is right behind him, and he can't do anything. The other cars can't do anything to actually get past, because there's just a big fat BMW blocking the way. Woo Woo almost outbrakes himself. Pash does as well, I think, unless he was just very late on the brakes and brave. But wow, this race is heating up here. So it's Tim in the lead. Just to remind you, on lap 9 of the race, it is Tim in the lead from TY in 2nd place. There's 9 seconds between him after TY's little mistake earlier. It's Scott in 3rd, Woo 4th, Bids 5th, Pash 6th, Neil 7th, and they're all in the same shot that we can see here. All very close stuff into the Sachs curve in the middle of the stadium. The banked left-hander, and then we lead out to through a little kink here, through a couple of little kinks into the last 2 corners, the 2 right-handers. You can take as one if you can get it right, as Pash runs a bit deep in there. Neil Farmak was having a little look to get past, but no way through was found by Neil Farmak. Now there is, because Pash does exactly what 2 other people have done already in this race, and now it's a hat-trick, so now 3 have done it. Hopefully no one else will do it, because as my late nan used to say, everything comes in 3s. So Pash then spins round, as Blake and Woo did earlier, but now Woo's on the fight back. He's trying to He's trying to defend from Bidster, who's trying to get past on the outside. As we see there, he's trying to go around on the inside now for the next corner. Neil Farmak around the outside of Bidster. What a move there by Neil Farmak, getting the traction on in his Porsche, and now he's alongside his teammate. Incredible move there from Neil Farmak on the exit of the 2nd corner through the left-handed turn 3 as well. And what a move there from Neil Farmak as we go into the hairpin now, and he's Woo tries to defend around the outside again. Neil Farmak gets the power on. The 2 teammates collide. Door handle to door handle. There's no love lost between these 2. And then now side by side down towards the next one. Who's going to give way? It's going to be Neil. He's got to give way. Bidster now gets right behind him. Tries to look for a way through. No way is found. Has to settle in for 6th place still. And this is really, really good racing here. And it just shows you the wet conditions on Project Cars with the physics. The wet conditions actually, the cars feel easy to handle in the wet conditions than they do in the dry, which is absolutely absurd, but it's the way it is. Unfortunately, it's the way the physics are. Scott goes wide onto the curb. Very wide onto the curb, and now there's contact almost between Scott and Neil. Scott gets very squirmy there on the inside, and he's keeping to the inside. Bang, bang, bang. I am not giving up this place. Stay where you are, Farmac. One Porsche is enough. I'm not letting two through as we go into the last few corners. So the gloves are off here at Hockenheimers. Bidster goes down the inside of Neil. Farmac has a look at the inside. No way through again. But everyone then cleanly out the corner. Onto the penultimate lap of the race we go. Bidster looking at the back of Scott. Sorry, Neil looking at the back of Scott, and he's gone off again. Neil Farmac onto the grass. We can't see him. Where's he gone? Wait for the camera. He's rejoined, but he's gone down a position now. He tries to get back past Scott again as Bidster gets cut off and has to almost lose control. Incredible. What action-packed racing this is. And down the inside goes Neil Farmac looking for a way through. Nope, has to back off and back out of it. Bidster again closes onto the back of the Porsche. And through the left-hander onto the so-called straight as Bidster has a massive wobble in the background. Massive wobble for Bidster trying to put the power on too early. And does what Neil did a few laps ago. And incredible stuff here. Absolutely mental racing here as we look at the leader. Tim on the lap 11. TY, fastest lap of the race so far, a 48.8. Incredible race, incredible lap time as Scott down the inside of Woo trying to place that BMW in a gap that will not fit at all. That was not even a Porsche gap. We were trying to put a BMW down there as Scott and Neil come together on the straight. Scott doesn't see Neil and puts him in the wall. There's contact and they both go off. Scott and Neil have gone off and Bidster goes between the both, tries to go between both of them. And Neil Farmac ended up going off, and Scott was not giving Neil any room whatsoever there. And that was a bit naughty there by Scott, not giving Neil the room to rejoin. He should have moved a lot more to the right. He had a lot more room there. But again, we'll get that in a replay at the end of the race for you as well to have some more analysis on that. But the end of the story is Scott and Neil have made contact. Scott is now in 4th, Bidster's now up to 5th, and Neil down in 6th. So Neil will not be happy about that. But again, we'll get that looked at later on, guys. Meanwhile, Scott and Bids very close together. We've got Woo now with a bit of a gap in 3rd. Onto the last lap of the race goes Tim in the Ferrari. He's now going round turn 2, round turn 3. TY is catching him. Hand over fist, definitely catching him. But unfortunately, I don't think he's going to have much time left to do it. If TY had another 6 or 7 laps, he'd probably be able to catch him. But unfortunately, not going to be happening. Woo there is in 3rd. Woo in 3rd with contact in the background. We've had a car go around. It's Bidster. We've had a car go around almost a 360 there. Bidster's gone round and he's gone back down to 7th place. Last lap of the race as well. Not good for Bids. Possible contact or possible mistake. Don't know what it's going to be. But again, that'll be in the replays at the end. But the moral of the story again is Bidster is down to 7th. So not a good race for everyone in here. No consistency whatsoever. Everyone making mistakes everywhere as the puddles start to form on Hockenheim. And I'll tell you something, when the puddles start to form in this game, the puddles really do form. They are massive aquaplaning, not realistic to real life at all, but still it is part of what makes the game, I suppose. But out of the corner then we've got Scott under pressure from Pash. Pash has done well, taking advantage of other people's mistakes. Up to 5th place he goes, and should be a good result for him and some more points for himself. Most of the teams have folded in this one because in this championship because we've got some of the teams remaining, but we've had a couple of people had to leave for family and personal issues, which I highly respect. That is fine. We've had some other people just decide to leave and abandon the teammates and just leave the group. So it's like, oh, okay, well that helps. So not going to name names, but. Yes, it doesn't really help what we're trying to do here. But across the line, it is Tim who's took the victory. Sorry, I was ranting there. Tim takes the victory at Hockenheim. Well done to Tim. TY a well-deserved 2nd there. Didn't realise the gap they got, actually. I didn't think they were that far ahead, but wow, they were 20 seconds ahead of the rest of the Packers. No, Woo spun on the last corner. Woo spins on the last corner. He's got to get going before the rest arrive. Can he get going and salvage a place? Can he get going as Scott comes up to him? As it's going to be Woo in 3rd. Scott 4th. I don't know. Pash loses it as well. Not sure of the positions there. We'll have to get that clarified as Neil and Bids have a close finish as well. Oh man, we do not know what those positions are going to be because that was a messy finish there, and I missed half for it. Sorry guys, but yeah, so we definitely know that Blake is going to be 8th and Nifty Dark Ninja is in 9th, but we don't know where everyone else is. So unfortunately Nifty's spun there, but we'll have to get all that clarified in some replays and at the end in the results as well. That was madness. Sorry for the missing the end there, guys, but it was just everything was just on the ball, and now I just missed it. My fault. But anyway, let's go and get the replays in from the race, followed by the results. And now we go to the replays from the race. Okay, here's the first of the replays then. We're on what would be lap 2 actually, not 3, but see Blake goes wide, Pash then goes back to the inside, but gets the power on a bit too early, over rotates, loses ground, and there goes Bidster as well, and then we rejoin just in front of Neil. We go into the next corner here. Now watch the cars ahead, this way it's going to get fun. Neil gets really close to the back of us there. Watch Bidster now, let's go into the Mercedes arena. Bidster hits the curb, and on 2 wheels, spins round, Pash just spins round and just half turns the car. Neil goes through, Nifty then just slides through. Then Pash gets going, and then he's in front of Bidster, and they both spin down to 8th and 9th place. And now here's the replay on board with Pash. What happened between him and Nifty? Watch Nifty's car ahead, the BMW, as he goes wide, he slides the car, and Pash is trying to stop, but he's going around the corner, and he can't slow down very well while going around the corner, and unfortunately Nifty then is off, and he's got to spin the car around, but it's just a racing incident there. And now here's a replay of how TY lost touch with Tim and went down quite far. See, he crashes the curb on the inside, and the back of the car over rotates, so he does exactly what exactly what a few others did in the race as well, and he ends up spinning at the last corner. And there you see Woo Woo doing the same thing in the background. That's how Woo Woo did it as well. So TY did exactly what Woo Woo did, and they both do it at the same time. And now here's a replay on board with Bids on lap starting lap 9. Watch Neil Farks, guys. He moves to the left as he brakes, then just takes himself straight off. So the car just veered off to the left as he braked, which is very strange, but that means he's down in 7th. And now here's a replay on board with Neil to see if there's any contact between Pash and Neil when he spun, but I don't think there were. No, Neil backed off, and Pash again just catches the curve, too much power, and round he goes. And just after Pash's spin, this happened on board with Neil Farmack. So we're going down to the turn 2. Bidster and Woo alongside each other. They both run a little bit wide. Then Neil gets the car hooked up on the inside, gets good traction, goes round the outside of Bids, and gets a run on his teammate to go alongside Woo Woo down towards the next hairpin. Brilliant racing awareness there by Neil Farmack. Okay, now here's a replay on board with Bids to watch Neil and Scott ahead. So we go out the corner, Neil gets a good run, Scott's just coming across, doesn't see Neil Farmack, and Neil ends up losing it, hits the wall and comes back across. They both hit each other. Bids to brakes, he's not sure, Neil goes off to the left, and then there's Scott on the right, but that got a little bit messy. And now here's another look at that on board with Neil. So he's on the outside, Scott comes across, and then he's still there, then Scott comes across again and sort of hits him off, doesn't see him, and then Neil's trying to recover the car, and then there's contact again. Neil goes straight on towards the straight bit where the drag strip is, and Bidster and Scott keep going, but that'll be under investigation, I think. And here's something now that happened going on to the last lap with Bidster and Neil. Watch Bidster's car ahead, goes into the corner, and then you see the car's over rotating, he's lost control, Neil can't avoid him, and then spins him round and actually taps in the right way again. So very helpful there from Neil Farmack, but unlucky then for both drivers there. Right then, here's the last replay. Let's try and piece together everything here. So then we go into the last corner with Woo Woo, clips the curb, spins round, not good for him, he's got to try and get the car recovered. Now we go on board with Pash, with Scott just in front of us, and then we see Woo rejoining, so we go towards the line. We're just going to slow things down here for you, so you can see what happens. As you see there, so we get to the line there, and Woo crosses the line in 3rd. We've got Scott in 4th, Pash crosses in 5th, even though he's off the track, because he just loses control of the car, but it still classifies him as 5th. And we go back to Bidster and Neil. We just have a quick rewind here. We can see Neil and Bids here are quite close at the end as well. Both running out of room, both trying to give each other as much room as they can, and Neil just sneaks ahead of Bidster. We try and just pause it there, as Neil gets Bidster on the line for 6th place. So absolutely incredible finish there, and then it's Blake 8th and Nifty back in 9th. Okay, that was the replays from the race, and now we go to the results of race 2. So it is Tim who takes victory. Well done to Tim in the Ferrari from TY, 8 seconds behind in the Lamborghini there, with Woo on the podium in 3rd. We've got Scott just missing out on the podium in 4th, with Pash in 5th position there, just behind him there. Good finish between them two. Neil Farmack in 6th. with Bidster down in 7th, not the best race for him. Blake in 8th place, and Nifty Dark Ninja finishes in 9th. So there is your winner of the race then, Tim in the red Ferrari there. A big well done to Tim in the red Ferrari. Can't get a good view of him there actually. Let's go back a bit so we can get a bit of a better perspective of his car. There we go. There's the Ferrari of Tim. Fantastic victory for him. And we will see you guys next time for race 3, which will be a little bit drier. We'll see you for then, guys. Take care. That was race 2 from Hockenheim. Hope you all enjoyed that one in the wet conditions. Don't forget to like and subscribe to LPB Racing for more content on our channel. And next time, everyone, it's going to be round 9, race 3 from Hockenheim. Drier conditions and more action on the way. We'll see you then.